Okay, so we're here with Jen, and I actually texted Jen and I was like, I don't care what you do, you need to make a video about how to go stateside. I don't know how to. The topic actually intimidates me quite a bit. So Jen is gonna tell us about how to get ready to go stateside, what you need, and how to plan it out so you're not stuck in a bad position. Hey Jen, how many times have you been stateside so far this year?
So far this year? Oh boy.
A lot.
Yes.
It's June.
7, 8.
Yeah, and that's pretty big.
But this is the start of the season, so I'll be there every single weekend for the rest of the summer.
Really?
Well, except for the next 2, but yeah.
Wow. There you go. So you guys can catch her down there. Was it intimidating for you wanting to like start going to the States, or was it something that you always were like, eh?
It was super intimidating. Like the first time I went, I thought I was going into a different world of barrel racing, and I thought, like I'm gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be, at one, like in Ontario, at the time I was like a 2D, 3D rider, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be a 6D rider, and people are gonna think I'm an idiot, and then what if I get stuck at the border, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like I was so worried the first time I went, but it gets easier and easier every time. Now I feel like it's no big deal. It's just like going to a barrel race in Canada.
Was the border intimidating?
Oh yeah, the first few times, super intimidating. Now I don't get overly intimidated. Like I still get a bit clammy in my hands.
I think we all do. I'll be in my car and I'll be like, okay, I'm not carrying any drugs. I don't have any weapons. I'm okay. I'm not a felon. I can do it.
Isn't it funny how you feel just guilty because you're driving across the border? Like, yeah. And so I've had quite a few friends that have come with me, and they all get super nervous crossing. And I always remind them, I'm like, we're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I just have to say that all the time.
Completely honest about where we're going, what we're doing, and we're doing nothing wrong. So there's nothing to be scared of.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the paperwork that's needed: health certificates, Coggins, vaccine records, registration, passports, and personal IDs for the rider, obviously, and then the grade versus papered horses.
Okay, so whether your horse is registered or not, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It might change what you want to put on your health papers and your Coggins.
Mm-hmm.
But I would actually, even if your horse is registered, as long as it's not an event that you need to bring registration papers to prove identity on the horse.
What type of event would that be?
Like a futurity, you would need to prove age, so you'd want to have the registration papers on hand. I don't know about AQHA events, but those you might want to have a registration paper on hand. But I actually leave the registration papers at home. 1, I never want to lose them. And 2, I'm always worried that if I'm bringing registration papers across the border, that they're going to think I'm selling the horse.
Or buying a new one.
Yeah, so that's why I just leave everything at home.
Health certificates.
When I say everything, I mean registration papers.
Yeah. Would you ever equip like a quick, easy to grab digital copy just in case they're like, is this horse really yours?
Yeah, I have photos of all, I have a folder with photos of all my horse's registration papers on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ever going to a futurity, like an aged event, or I don't know about, I think an AQHA event, you're going to want a photo of the front and the back of your horse's papers. So that's something to just keep in mind as well.
And then health certificates. What does that encompass? Is that technically a Coggins? Like, what's the difference?
So they're actually 2 different things. So I have copies. I grabbed copies so that we can go over them.
This file scared me. I saw federal and I saw Jen, and it scared me.
Okay, so that right here, this right here is our Coggins, and that's your first step. So as soon as you decide, okay, I'm going to go stateside, I would call your vet, because it's going to take a little bit to get the appointment with the vet, and then it'll take, and then it takes a little bit for the lab to do to process the blood work, and then for your vet to get the paperwork back to you.
What's a good time frame? Because I know a little bit is different for everybody, but if someone's going to do this the first time, because I know these things expire, what is...
So your Coggins expires in 6 months, so you're good to get your Coggins at any point. About a month ago, I got a Coggins done on all of my horses, and I didn't get health papers drawn up on all of them. I'm going to have the health papers drawn up as I take them to the States. So health papers, which we'll talk about next, but those only last 30 days crossing the border, and then 60 days coming back. So you've got 60 days to come back on those health papers, but you need to head stateside within 30 days of them being drawn
issued. Okay.
Yeah, so with the Coggins, essentially you do it as soon, with your Coggins I would just do it as soon as possible.
Because they last so long.
They last 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then chat with your vet. Often your vet will want to draw up your health papers at the same time, and your vet's bet is just to call the vet, because what they're going to be able to do is they've, I'm sure, done it lots of times, and they're going to be able to give you a timeline on, okay, so if you're leaving June 30th, then we're going to need to be at your farm June 24th in order to have all the paperwork ready for you to give it to you June 29th, kind of thing.
So they have it all, and they'll know.
Yeah, like the lab turnaround is pretty quick. It's gotten quicker over the years, but the lab turnaround is like 1 to 2 days.
Yeah, that's what it said on some of yours. I was like,
oh my gosh. This is why we have to do this YouTube channel, is because I'm so broke that I can't afford a couch that you can safely sit on. So like and subscribe.
10% of all earnings from these videos that feature Jen will go back to Jen's purse.
I have horses, not nice furniture.
There's food on the table, but the horses have all the good shit.
My monthly farrier bill is $1,000, so I don't have couches.
Yeah, I know. Same couches, I think, since I babysat the kids.
Probably.
45 years. So,
I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was saying, so please.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, you want to contact your vet right away to get the timeline on your Coggins. Good blooper footage.
Yeah.
Jim taking off with me, the couch breaking out from under you. Okay, so as far as the health papers are concerned, when your vet goes to draw up the Coggins, they will probably also, or when the vet goes to draw the Coggins, they will probably also want to do your health papers at the same time, but each vet is going to be different. Your health papers only last 30 days, so you're going to want to get those done as close to your leave time as possible, so that they'll last as long as possible. You have 60 days to cross back into Canada with the health papers, so you have to head into the States within 30 days of them being drawn up, and then you have 60 days to get back into Canada once they've been drawn up.
And I know every vet is going to be different, but what's like the rough cost difference between, getting a health certificate versus a Coggins?
Right.
Like, I know there's more work that goes into one compared to the other, but like...
There's more work that goes into the Coggins, and it depends on how much you want to do yourself. So, if you want to, like, for just the lab fees for your Coggins is going to be between $100 and $150.
Okay, so not horrible.
And then you would have your call fee on top of that so I usually just haul to my vet.
Me too.
And then have them draw it all up.
I'm paying $75 for 20 minutes down the road.
Right? No disrespect to vets, I know it's a lot of driving. They have a truck to pay for. I have couches to pay for.
So you gotta save that $75 call fee.
Right. So yeah, and then your health papers will be anywhere between, say, 80 and 100.
Is that for them essentially to sign off on it?
Yes. It's some drawing, and you're using their license, so I get it.
Fair point.
So the next step, so they'll get all this done, right? They get the lab work done, and they give you your Coggins. They get the health papers all drawn up. They sign the health papers, and then they put them all together
in a cute little package
in an envelope for you.
Do you also need vaccine records, or is that a part? Okay, so you don't need vaccine records.
Oh my god. That's okay, I didn't need that one.
And you don't need registration papers because they might, depending on the officer you get, they might feel as if you're have just bought the horse or just trying to sell it.
Yeah.
But it is good to always have your digital copies and copies of your digital copies. I think I have 4 sets of matching papers and they're all photocopied or digital.
Oh, that's funny.
And so grade versus paper doesn't really matter. I've heard from people before that you need essentially a piece of paper that says Sienna Sovereign owns Smarty Hancock, bought in October, whatever.
I've never been asked.
You've never been asked.
No, your name is on these papers.
Regardless.
So I think they just assume ownership when your name's on these papers.
And they don't, like, good and bad, most border agents most likely don't know what they're talking about when you're handing them a stack of papers for a bunch of horses.
The amount of times I've been asked, what do I do with these, is insane. And then I never feel comfortable telling a border agent what to do.
Exactly.
I was like, usually they just look at them and give them back. Do with that what you please. Okay, so your vet is going to put everything in an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna pick up the envelope just like this. Okay?
Yay.
Sometimes the vet will send them, you can have your vet go to the CFA office for you to get them signed, because this is just the first step, is getting your vet's stuff done. Then this paperwork needs to go to the CFIA office, which is the Canadian Food Inspection Agency office. So we have one in Guelph that's close to us.
Okay, that's not too bad.
There's ones all over.
There's probably like Mississauga and
yeah, and you need to take them into the CFA office and have one of their vets stamp and sign them, saying that they've looked at the papers and they're correct. So,
and then you're paying for that too, probably.
Yes, you're paying for that as well. So if you can have your vet take these for you, and they're going to charge you whatever they charge to go, or you can take them yourself, and it's I think like $17 or like 16 and change.
Oh, that's not bad.
To have them stamped.
That's so much better than I thought.
Yeah, so that part's not too bad. But one thing that I want to mention that you cannot forget is that when you get these papers from your vet, the envelope is going to be closed, and your vet is required to sign across the like the closure, the seam, whatever. And if it is opened up, the CFA office will not sign the papers
because of tampering and stuff.
Yes. So you have to keep the envelope sealed
and protected.
Yes, until you go to the CFA office. When I received these papers, there was some water damage to them. I don't know what happened. It could have been in my care, it could have been at the vet's, doesn't really matter. But they actually balked a little at it at the CFA office because they'd gotten wet. Cares. But just so that people are aware, it's super important that your papers, or the envelope stays, for your papers stay sealed. So then you find your local CFA office. You have to book an appointment. So you can't just show up. You have to call them, book an appointment to have your papers signed, and then go. Usually I can get an appointment within a day or two of receiving my papers.
It's not horrible.
No, so not horrible. So I will call, I'll call a few days ahead. And usually when I know that I've gotten my Coggins has come back, once my vet's called me and been like, your Coggins has come back, we're drawing up your health papers, is when I'll call the CFA and book an appointment to go in and get them stamped and signed by the CFA vet. And then once that's done, you have your paperwork complete.
And then that's it for paperwork.
And that's it for paperwork. Unless you're bringing one of your kids. You were laughing.
I was like, why does Logan have a paper that says child transfer, something like that?
Yeah, so I bring my kids with me, and I need to make sure that I get my husband to sign
no kidnapping,
authorizing that I can take my children. So, yeah.
And if we ever do make a video about selling or staying over there for an extended amount of period, we can fill those in as well. But just for temporary going over to compete, there's nobody on the other side that you need to contact There's nothing like that.
No. If you
Okay.
plan on staying for longer than 60 days, you have to see the vet. If you have a breeding animal, you have to see the vet. And if there's a sale animal, you have to see the vet. So there's a border vet on the US side that you would go to and have them.
So you like cross the border, hand over all your paperwork, and then you'd see that vet.
Yes.
And it's designated by the border.
By the US border.
Wow. What
Yeah.
a prestigious title.
Just to make sure they're like a USDA vet is I think what they're called.
I wonder how much they would charge to sign a piece of paper.
It's not that bad because I had to take some broodmares across and went to the vet, and it wasn't too bad.
Really? That's really nice to hear. Okay, now we're going to talk about crossing the border. So that was kind of our paperwork and that general thing, crossing the border. I know you kind of said it, but what do you expect at customs? Or
so there's 2 lanes. Like I'm sure anyone who's crossed the border before knows that you've got your car lane and then you've got your commercial truck lane. And each border crossing has a different lane that they want horses to go through. So that's where it gets a bit confusing. Like Buffalo, the only border you can cross at Buffalo, I'm pretty sure now the only border you can cross at Buffalo is the Queenston-Lewiston Bridge.
Really?
Yeah, so you can't do Peace Bridge, you can't.
Because of the horse trailer?
Yes, because
there's no big lane, or?
I think because they're the only ones that are like certified to let horses go across. I'm pretty sure you can't bring horses across Fort Erie anymore, which is insane because Fort Erie is the race, like where the racetrack is. Double check it. It'll be good
Hold
to
on,
check.
I'm gonna double check that.
I always cross Queenston-Lewiston Bridge, and the Queenston-Lewiston Bridge, I go commercial.
Is your truck and trailer yellow stickered?
No.
Okay. So
yes, that's a lie.
Yes, I was gonna say.
It is because my truck is owned by our trucking company, and so it is.
So that's same with mine. So mine is yellow stickered, even though it's a lot smaller than Jen's is. My truck I think is bigger though, technically weight wise. I'm yellow stickered, so commercial. But if someone's not commercial because they still have a trailer on,
they don't care about the sticker, the yellow sticker on your truck and trailer. They only care about whether the commodity you're crossing with is a commodity that they feel would be a commercial commodity or a personal commodity. And that's where it gets super confusing when you're crossing the border.
Even now it's confusing. Like driving around in Ontario, even which license class you need.
Yeah.
Because I have a bed and a toilet, but I'm also carrying a huge rig. So.
Yeah, that's. So I usually err on the side of caution and always cross commercial unless I've been told otherwise. And they will usually keep 1 copy of your health papers. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I've had them keep a copy of the health papers. I've also been told, this is weird, that before crossing into the US, you should go into the Canadian Customs Office and have your papers stamped to prove when they've crossed over into the US and then to prove when they're coming back.
So when you get into the States, you need to find...
Before you get into the States, like where the duty free is.
Oh, really?
Apparently there's an office. I haven't done it yet.
I was going to say, have you done it?
No. I plan to on my next trip. I've been told twice now, so now I'm like, okay, now I need to take it serious. I've been told enough times that I should probably do it. So you're supposed to get your paper stamped saying that they have officially left Canada and are going into the States. I think they're doing that to better track when horses are leaving and coming back. So if you're saying that a horse is coming back, it truly is coming back. So I'm sorry that I'm not much more help on that one.
Oh, that's fine. What about declaring your horses and equipment? Do you have to do that if you're only staying temporarily?
No, like when you drive up, so you'll drive up to the window, always make sure you turn your car off, especially if you're in a truck, right? Like if you're in a diesel truck, always turn it off. Always make sure.
Aggressive.
Yeah, and they just don't like having to try and listen through the diesel engine. Yeah, and then always put all your windows down. If you're wearing a hat or sunglasses, always take your hat and sunglasses off. And then so I always like to have my horse papers, and then I just shove my passport, like picture page, like my horse papers between them. So then you hand your papers, your horse papers and your passport over to them, and then they'll ask how many horses do you have on board, and then you answer that. And then they'll ask, do you have anything else to declare, like alcohol, tobacco,
lemons? They made my mom throw her lemons one year, and she was mad.
Oh, that happened to my mom too. Any fruits and vegetables that aren't allowed to go across.
Your typical stuff, like marijuana and
and then they'll ask you those questions. You can check online to see what fruits and vegetables and meats you can bring.
But that's out of our range at the moment. It says here Blue Water Bridge in Port Huron or the Lewiston Queenston Bridge in Niagara.
So Lewiston Queenston Bridge is the one that I do.
So it says you must use a specifically designated U.S. Customs and Border Protection land port of entry authorized to process livestock. For Ontario, the closest and most convenient approved border crossing for the horses are the Blue Water Bridge and Lewiston Queenston. What a pain.
Blue Water is Windsor, is that not?
Port Huron, Michigan.
Yeah.
I assume so. I don't know the west side. I know we're going to do a video on like what to pack in your trailer for locally, obviously, but when you are crossing stateside, what are meds that you can and can't bring? Because my med kit in Ontario, I have it stocked with all my meds and all that stuff, but what can't you bring over?
Right, so if you're going to bring meds across, they have to be labeled. And
obviously.
So they have to have a vet label on them.
And for the designated horse. And
yes, for the designated horse. And there needs to be your dose and all of that stuff.
The typical stuff.
I bring my med box, but I make sure that everything that I have in my med box has a designated label for the horse that's on the trailer. So June's always on the trailer.
Yeah.
So.
Are you ever being like, oh, hey, by the way, I got acepromazine in the back of my trailer?
No.
But that's just in case.
Yeah.
I was always told you couldn't bring ACE over the border because it was a tranquilizer that was prescribed in Ontario.
Oh, I'd never heard that.
Okay, well, you're the vet tech here, so.
I've brought ACE across the border. I've not.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be the one that would get.
I feel like I need to knock on wood, but I've never been searched.
Well, I've never been, so it's okay. So maybe we'll get searched for our first time together.
Oh gosh, don't say that.
Please don't. So we don't have to really declare anything because we're not selling anything. If they ask, we say yes or no, depending. We have our documents organized, like Jen said. Picture of your passport, holding it all together, staying calm and allowing extra travel time. We can listen to Jen's amazing meditation podcast. She can make one for crossing the border. And there's not really anything that you can't bring over for horses. What about feed-wise? Only because it's like hay, like it's a plant.
You're allowed to bring hay. You're allowed to bring whatever feed your horse is currently on.
Supplements and water.
Same with supplements. Yeah, water. I always have water on board on my trailer.
Yeah.
One thing that I always like to do is because we're in Ontario and we will leave at 5 in the morning and it's 5 degrees out, and then by the time we get to the border it's 25 degrees out, like especially if you're going to Windsor, right, because it's a 4-hour drive to Windsor. I always stop before I get to the border, put my drop downs down.
Yes.
One, so that the agents can easily see the horses, but then also because when you're in stop and go, like waiting in line to get
cold
to get to the whatever it's called that you hand your paperwork to.
Oh, the booth.
Yeah, the booth. When you're sitting there, it's probably really hot on the trailer for the horses. So I always put my drop downs down before I get there.
Well, that'll be a good thing to lead into the next point. Keeping your horses comfortable on your drive to the States. Because currently right now in Ontario, I think it was 4 degrees when I woke up this morning, and now it's 26 and raining. When you're driving to the States and you have those huge weather jumps and everything, what are you doing to make sure that your amazing little June bug is staying comfortable?
I'm always watching temperature, making sure I get my drop downs, like my trailer windows opened up if it's hot. And then I water at every fuel stop.
Okay. So
So-
for you, that's probably like what, every 2, 3, 4 hours?
Every 4 to 5 hours.
Every 4 to 5,
Yeah.
which is typical. I think when I went up north, I was doing every 3 hours. I would stop and offer, and they didn't
Yeah.
take it.
No, they often don't, but I still offer.
It's good
If
stuff.
you have an auxiliary tank, like you could go for probably a long time without needing to fuel up. I would stop every 6 hours
I get
to water.
400 kilometers to my fuel tank now,
Yeah.
so I gotta stop all the time.
Yeah, same.
Are you shipping them with shipping boots or back on track boots or sheets or magnetics, or are they just naked?
Right, so I ship with my magnetic blanket, and I like to ship with a fly mask on because of
I
whatever
do as well, as you guys
debris
can see in my videos.
go into their eyes and
Mhm.
stuff. I have cloud boots. They're
But do you have air ride on your trailer?
I don't have air ride.
See, I have air ride. So
Even if I had air ride, I think I would still
I've never owned
use cloud boots. I would still use cloud boots. The only thing I don't like about cloud boots, like if it's really hot,
Mhm.
if it's 30 degrees out, I won't put cloud boots on because I worry that it makes their feet too hot. But cloud boots are essentially like sneakers. They're like padded sneakers for your horses. And I always bed them up like
A lot.
deep
Mhm.
with shavings, especially if we're going on a long trip.
Are you doing like a massive hay bag, or are you doing a smaller one where you can monitor more? Like,
I do a half bale hay bag, and sometimes I will put, if we're going on a long trip and I'm worried about them getting fluids into them, I'll soak hay cubes, but soak them so that they're really, really wet, and put a bucket of super soaked hay cubes.
I was gonna say you have a manger though,
In
so it's
the
easy for
manger.
you. Yeah, for us that don't have mangers, you just gotta stop and offer. That's what I
Yes.
was doing, stopping and offering.
Yeah.
And that covered our feeding and watering on the road, more or less. When you're looking and you're planning your routes, how are you ever unloading the horses while you're trying to make it to a destination? Like, what's that? And then if so, like, how are you finding those safe spots?
Okay, so there's a website and it's called horsemotels.com, I think, something like that. We can add the link into the
Yeah, we'll add the link in the bio.
like the notes.
We're getting Jen up to date. She's
So
learning.
I go onto Horse Motel and I look up places. They have reviews on places. Like it's a great website because
It's like Airbnb, but
it's literally it's a horse Airbnb
horses.
website. Most places charge between $20 and $50 per horse to overnight them, and then they'll charge you so much for your hookup. So
are they charging you to like be able to stop there for an hour or like half an hour and walk your horse around and put it back on?
no, I try to avoid doing that.
Mhm.
So what I do is I'll drive for my 12-hour interval or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then find a horse motel to sleep at, and then my horses can be either in a stall or a pasture. I prefer to get them into a pasture after they've been on the trailer all day, and I'll leave them out overnight. Or there's one place that I like to go to. They actually have a round pen in their arena, so the horses get like a turnout feel, but they're still in an enclosed building.
Yeah.
So we'll stop at the horse Airbnb.
Horse B&B.
Yeah, and then we will load back up in the morning and hit the road again to get to the next, like the final destination or whatever.
When you're staying at these horse Airbnbs, I know they're probably all different, but when you get there, is there someone there waiting to greet you and show you? Or are you literally like find a stall with your name on it or find an empty paddock, and do you have to clean up? Like, what are they providing anything? What's the situation there?
So each place is different.
Yeah. So
some-
plan ahead of time.
Yeah, so I always like to give them, a week to 3 days heads up. So I'll either text or call, let them know what day I'll be there, approximately what time, and I know that's really tough on the road, but even as I'm driving, like at a fuel stop, I'll text them and be like, okay, my ETA is
This.
5 hours ahead
Yeah.
or whatever. And I, whether it's good to discuss with them what the expectations are, whether you muck the stall,
What
well,
they expect from you.
yes, or if they're
Yeah.
gonna install. Most places muck the stalls. Some places I've been to, like they have fresh water buckets out for you, hay in the stalls, which I'd prefer them not to. So
I was gonna
if
say,
that's-
what's this like? Do you think that these places that are providing all this fresh and clean, would you trust them to have that sterilization process because of everything going on?
No,
now, or?
I just switch water buckets out. Like I just put my own water buckets
Yeah.
in the stalls, and often I'll tell them if it's a place that I know has a tendency to want to put water buckets in for you or hay in for you, I'll just say, hey, I'll fill my own waters and hay when I get there.
Are those the places that are typically charging you more because they're doing that extra service?
Yes.
Are you saving a couple coins when you're saying please don't?
No, I always just pay.
Yeah, pay the rate.
Because I think
You're not gonna haggle.
they're not getting rich off of
No.
me stopping there for one
Nobody's
night.
getting rich off of horses.
No.
It's the reality of it.
So, and then I always like to time my fuel stops. So I like to try as hard as possible. It can be hard, but pre-schedule my fuel stops because I got stuck once having to fuel up in a very, very ghetto city.
We got stuck. I think it was you, me, and Connor, and someone else got stuck in like Quebec or something.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, Quebec's nothing compared to like I was like the heart of St. Louis.
Oh god.
Yeah, and I have my kids.
Oh
we
no.
Get out of the truck and walk into the store to prepay for the. We were actually getting diesel exhaust for it, so to buy
Death. Oh.
And the guy looks at me and is like, "You and your kids need to leave now." And I was like, "Okay." So we literally didn't even get diesel exhaust for it. We like turned around, walked over to the truck, got back in the truck, and like speed walking, holding my kids. And we get back in the truck. No sooner hit the lock button,
Yeah.
and there is someone knocking, like pounding on my window, like, "Give me money! You obviously have money!" And it was not fun.
So lock your trailers as well.
Yeah, so we drove out of there pretty quick and then found a safer place to get deaf. But so
We should
now,
just delete all of our trucks and we wouldn't have to worry about death.
that's illegal.
So fun.
So now I pre-plan my stops as best possible.
Fair point.
And I also try to plan my route. So if I know that I'm going to get 5 hours out of a tank, then and it's going to change depending on
Road
whether
conditions and weather and how much
what you're driving in. And like through New York, they have like mountains through New York.
Yeah.
And same
In
with
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Kentucky, and those will suck up fuel. So you
You're
try to
like
get like 4 hours.
powering up, and then you can let it roll down the hill, but then you're still on your brake to make sure you're not doing 120 down a hill.
Yeah. So if what I try to do is get my first tank in, and then by the time I'm hitting my second tank, I'm heading to my horse hotel, and then I'm leaving with a full tank in the morning, if that makes sense.
It makes it easy.
Yeah, and so then my horses get offered water once in the middle of the trip, and then they get 2 full buckets in the stalls at the horse motel.
Yeah.
They're gonna drink it down. So you put them in. So when you get to your horse motel, you put them in the stall, fill the water buckets, give them a couple hours, and then fill them back up. Like don't just limit
Same
them
when you're
to,
like at a show too.
Yeah, like don't just limit them to the 2 buckets of water. If they want to drink more than that, let them drink as much as they can.
They're gonna pee it out. It's not gonna hurt them.
Yes, and giving them electrolytes is helpful as well.
Here's the fun part. Tell us about your first trip to the States with a horse.
I think I went to my first, I was going to a rodeo, and luckily I had 2 good friends that came with me. One was Kyla, and they helped me out a lot. Like, it was really, really nice hauling with someone that already knew what they were doing. So,
I learned a lot of my hauling tips and tricks from you and Stacy and Kyla, because I was like, I don't know what to do. We went to Quebec, and I didn't think it was going to snow because it was April, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't think I brought heavy enough blankets.
No, and remember there was a water pump on the water tank,
and
the
it
water
froze.
pump froze.
And so we took a red Solo cup, and we were like reaching down into the tank and scooping by the cup.
In -20-degree weather.
Yeah. And the facility didn't have any water there at all.
They had no running water. That was brutal.
The trailer was really warm because there was 5 of us and a tiny goose.
Yeah.
What is something, whether it's for yourself or your kids or your horses or like your trailer, that you have packed that you didn't think you would need but has literally saved your life?
Oh man.
Give us a couple. Like the non. Like
So I would always have tire changing stuff in my
Yes.
trailer. Like I feel like that is a non-negotiable.
And stuff to keep you safe while changing a tire, like a bright orange flag or your pylons or something, because people don't realize.
I don't have that stuff. That's a good
Oh,
point.
like one of the, the safety vests.
Yeah.
I tied one to the back of my trailer when I blew a tire in the downhill New Liskeard. Thank God I had it.
Right. One time we blew a tire in the middle of the night. It was like 2 a.m. in the like hills of Kentucky, and it was not fun changing a tire.
Tom changed my tire, but we had to unhook the truck and trailer and we're on a downhill to unhook it because we couldn't get to the spare with it hooked up, and then we put on the spare and it was all dry, rotted, and cracked. So we had to drive to a Canadian Tire and pray that they had a tire.
Oh man.
Then we bought a tire and it wasn't even proper, but it was close enough. And then we finished our trip and came home.
Yeah.
So tire changing stuff.
Tire changing is never fun.
No.
And especially when it's in the middle of the night or
I
it's
can
like
imagine.
on a sketchy highway or.
Mine was in the middle of the day, so I'm thankful for that.
Yes, our situation was totally my fault. I hit the side of a covered bridge. I was tired, it was late, and the bridge was at the base of a mountain, so like you're like coming down and there was like a curve, and I just didn't cut it wide enough to go through, and it was like a dome, like one of the dome bridges, and poor Connor was sleeping.
Was it on his trailer?
It was on his trailer, it wasn't even my trailer, and I hit the side of the bridge, and all he heard was like bang, because the air from the tire was coming out, and we were in a tin can.
Yeah.
And he thought he was gonna die. And then the jack wouldn't work, so we had nothing to jack the trailer up with to change the tire.
Oh my God.
So then, and we're like looking around, we're like, can we find a stump? We're literally in the mountains of Kentucky, like, sketchy.
And most of our trucks come with bottle jacks, but make sure you also have a jack that's weighted heavy enough to lift your trailer, and make sure it works.
So that's the problem, is like weighted heavy enough to lift your trailer.
I threw my bottle jack on. We survived.
Right. So then Kyla was like, why don't we disassemble the TV stand? Because Connor's TV stand was homemade, and it was made out of 2x4s. So we literally used his drill, disassembled the TV stand.
Do you have any videos of this?
No, we don't. That would be funny. And then drove the trailer up onto the TV stand and changed the tire that way. So, yeah. Whoops.
Whoopsies. What about essentials for you or the kids?
Baby wipes are like
Benadryl?
a key. Benadryl puts you to sleep.
Yeah,
So
for the kids.
yeah, so I use Benadryl myself so I can sleep at night while we're traveling because I have trouble sleeping at night. I just drug myself up on some Benadryl and I have good sleeps. But yeah, I always bring baby wipes.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep like Gravol, Benadryl, Advil, always, and cold and flu medication always packed in my trailer, along with my toothbrush, deodorant, because like those are the things that you always end up forgetting.
Yeah.
Right, it's like right
And
before
hair
you.
elastics.
Yes. The amount of times I've gotten somewhere and been like, I forgot my toothbrush.
Yeah.
So.
Or socks. For me, it's my socks. I don't know why.
Yeah. So everything just lives in my trailer.
Which is fair. And Jen has 3 kids, and her trailer is the hangout spot at barrel races. So
It's a busy place.
it is busy. Did you get your door fixed?
No, it's still broken.
Okay.
We've kind of rigged it up. It works a little better.
I have a bungee cord to keep my step up, even though I just fixed the step keeper.
Oh, still not.
No
staying.
trailers are ever perfect. If you see a perfect trailer, they
It's a lie.
either have a lot of money or it's a lie.
Or it's brand new.
Or it's a
hasn't left
TV
the
show.
lot yet.
Or it's a TV show.
Yeah.
Working trailers are not a thing. As soon as it pulls in your driveway, something will be wrong with it.
Feels like that.
Um,
I'm trying to think of horse stuff that I always make sure I have.
I feel like you always have everything though.
I always like to make sure I have my first aid kit. Like I always have Banamine.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference between Banamine and View, quickly?
Banamine, there is IV View, but that's not really going to dispense it. So Banamine is nice because you can give it IV and it'll start acting within 25 minutes.
You can give it orally though.
You can give it orally
Okay,
as well.
so-
Yeah, but for me, like if I have a horse that's starting to colic, or one time I was on my way to Oklahoma and I don't know what happened while I was driving, but I had a horse like lose her mind in the trailer, and she came off the trailer just cut up, like totally cut up. There was blood everywhere. It looked like a murder scene in the trailer.
Oh my god.
And I had Banamine, I had antibiotics, and I had wrapping material. And I was like, I have enough stuff to get you like steady and to a vet.
And you have the knowledge too. I feel like most people would probably freak out. Jen's very like level-headed, very cool. Never seen her lose her shit.
Well, I do.
In private though. She's very good at keeping it together.
Just keep suppressing till it explodes.
So Banamine for them, and we'll show you guys a video of her tack box in another video. That'll be our med kit trailer packing video probably. I like to say my med box is pretty good, even though it has nothing in it. I have gloves and bandages and like icy hot and big hydrotoxin and stuff, but
Yeah.
my
Wound
meds like
cleaning stuff.
yeah, make sure you got that stuff. What's one major mistake you learned from world traveling to the States?
To pre-route your trip.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
seemed pretty scary.
Yeah. Have a jack that works.
Make sure everything is working.
Yeah, make sure you have bandaging material and everything you need for if a horse gets cut on the trailer or it doesn't even have to be on the trailer. It
Like
can be-
any situation you could ever think of, just
Yeah.
put your whole barn in your trailer. Everything.
Yeah. I've also not had, like, I was going somewhere that I thought was going to be warm, and then they had a cold, rainy monsoon come in, and
Lovely.
I had no blankets, so always keeping blankets in your trailer.
You're gonna have to show us how you pack your trailer. I definitely think having mangers is easier than what
Yeah.
I have.
Mangers makes it much easier.
I find I struggle with room, and that's why I feel like I always forget things. So we'll have to see how Jen packs her trailer, because she has the room.
Yeah, the mangers help a lot.
And you're keeping, like, are you keeping stuff in your mangers that it's like the stuff you need to grab instantly, or is it the stuff that's more like in case of emergencies, put away deep?
Well, both. I've got some, like, I layer my mangers, right? Like, at the bottom layer is everything that I don't access very often. Like my, so I don't actually have, why am I drawing a blank? What's the thing that you put your truck up with to a jack? I don't actually have a jack, but I have one of those tire, like you drive up onto it
Really?
things.
That seems a lot nicer than a jack would be, because then you have to assemble and disassemble.
Yeah, so that always
can
lives
feel
deep
those.
down in there, and I have spare boots that live deep down in there, kind of thing. And then the further up you get, you know, there's my water buckets, my poultice, my
Stuff you grab for.
yeah,
Because you have
my magic cushion.
one of your individual, like, is it one of the folding tack rooms they're called?
Mine's not folding,
But it's like
but it
the
is
same
like a
shape.
folding. Yeah.
So
yeah.
you just have your tack in there.
Yes, for the most part, my
Mhm.
tack and my generator.
Oh, you don't have it on board.
No, my trailer's old. My
My
trailer's
trailer's
20
kind of
years
old
old.
too. It's not that old.
So.
Well, you guys have seen the back of my trailer. It's like a wedge. It's a whole wedge and then a hay pod and then a generator. So but then I always travel with my red generator on the back of my flatbed because I don't trust mine enough.
Right.
So you're able to kind of keep your tack and your generator in there, kind of everything else on the side.
Yes.
Do you have a hay pod?
I don't
No.
have a hay pod.
So you have to keep a stall open.
Yeah, so
essentially.
my stud wall is where I store all my hay. So my stud wall, I have hay, and because I like easy access in that section for horse feed,
Yeah.
like it's like if I'm feeding horses, I'm usually giving them hay at the same time.
Yeah.
So I go to the same spot. So I keep hay, feed, and I muck bucket, and I have
Yeah.
like a little muck bucket like wheelie thing,
Ooh, fun.
and my pitchfork.
Your pitchfork? Your fork. They're called pitchforks? call them pitchforks. When I think of pitchfork, I think of angry villagers.
Pitchfork.
And then your water tank, back of the truck, stud stall.
Water tank is in the back of the truck, so I fill my trailer up, and then I also have another tank that I keep in the back of the truck.
And then is your trailer water, like, are you prioritizing, I mean, obviously horses come first, but are you prioritizing that water for you guys, or is that like just reserved for the horses?
No, that's why we have baby wipes. No.
We shower with them, we wash our face with them, we wash the dishes.
No showers, no flushing the toilet, no.
Nothing. Horses come first.
50-50, like we still use the trailer water quite a bit for the horses. These smaller weekends that I've been going on, depends on how many horses I have. So if I only have a couple horses, the water tank in my trailer will do for humans and horses.
Really?
But I'm not hosing horses with it.
No.
So.
Because I have I don't even know how big it is. It's like half the size of my flatbed. 3 days on my 2 horses, and I'm not hosing them. I'm using it for feed and water buckets, and I'm not wasting water. I get 3 days out of it.
Yeah.
Like
they drink a lot. We don't realize
it's so scary.
We have to fill tanks how much water horses drink.
These places along the route, can you also fill up water there?
I don't, because I don't trust. Like, oh, you mean like the horse motels?
Yeah.
Or yeah, the horse motels, I'll use their water,
but no tank.
But
else.
I wouldn't go to like a gas station.
Hey, can I put a hose on the back of your shop and just pump your water?
Right. Like I wouldn't trust that water. I don't know that my horses would even drink it, because sometimes their horses drink well on the road, but I don't know.
What can you do if a horse doesn't drink well on the
road? You can get them used to drinking so at home, if you put a little bit of mouthwash, like just a tiny bit, like a tablespoon of mouthwash, like a big stock tank of water, and like the big water tubs, if you put like a tablespoon of mouthwash in that, so that they get used to the taste of the Listerine in the water, and then you can just put a little bit of Listerine in their water on the road. I've heard people do the same with like the apple a day electrolytes, or like any electrolyte powders.
I do electrolytes, but I normally do it in their feed.
Right, so some people put it in their water, and then it gives the water like a flavor. I've also heard of people doing it with Jello powder,
apple juice, molasses, that kind of thing.
Apple juice,
Wow, the Listerine one I never thought of.
Yeah,
it just gives them that mintiness, and probably masks any.
I think the strength of the Listerine will mask
smells or tastes, because horses are weird. Is there any final tips you have? Tips, tricks, advice, stories? I'm actually enjoying this.
I can't think of anything. I feel like we covered it all.
Yeah, you even got some things I didn't think of. Well, as you can tell, traveling to the stateside can be very intimidating. She admitted it. I'll admit it. But she has all the answers, it feels like. She has most of the answers. She seems to have a good, massive manila folder full of answers. So we will definitely be going through some of those other things, like her med kit and her trailer later. You can go to Hazelview Farms on her YouTube to find probably this video as well, and everything else. And go follow her on Facebook and Instagram under Hazelview Farms for everything. Thanks, guys.